Here we go. It's the finally here. They're worrying for you. If you got the keys, you can drive it too. Put your hands together if you want panharmonicon. And the ball is in your court, sir.
Alright, I'm going to spend 1 to cast Harsh Scrutiny.
You have choices now.
I'm going to have you discard the Architect of the Untamed. Alright then.
Architect of the Untamed is now discarded. And then you scry 1.
I will kick.
The scrutiny.
And then I'll pay 1 in order to cast another Harsh Scrutiny.
For real, my guy? For real? Alright, you got the Sage now. Well, watch me draw another one.
And scry 1. I will keep that.
Oh, this deck is brutal to play against.
I will crew my Smuggler's Copter.
And then, yep, and I take 3, and then you do your thing.
And
how do you have so many cards in hand?
And I will.
Woo! All right, I was expecting an ass whooping, not an ass annihilation. All right, what is my dumb card? It's another Architect. I'm gonna put it down.
I'll take 2,
and then swing into you for 2. I have dealt damage.
Alright,
Game on.
I'm going to put down an island, and then I'm going to spend 2 to cast the Gluttonous Crane. And I'll use the Gluttonous Crane to look at the top 4 cards in my library, and I missed.
Oh, I missed.
Come on, thank you. And I'll crew my Smuggler's Copter with Bowman Courier. And I'll have my Smuggler's Copter swing at you for 3 in the air. Loot trigger, sending this to the graveyard to draw. Although it's actually draw, then discard. And I will end.
Yeah, I knew that Harsh Scrutiny was a powerful card. I just was not, for some reason I didn't expect it. I'm going to put a force down. Tap forward, cast the Aetherworks Marvel. And then I'm going to swing into you
I'll
for
take
4.
I wasn't supposed to take 4, but I'll take 4.
Just take 2.
Nope. I said I was going to take 4.
Take 2. Well, what's the difference between a 16-point win and a 14-point win? It's my patience.
I'm going to spend a black in order to cast the Night Market Lookout.
And then you're going to crew your Smuggler's Copter with it because of the haste doesn't matter rule.
The Emerald Bruiser. And then I will.
He enters the battlefield tap.
Yes, he enters the battlefield tap. And then I will crew my Smuggler's Copter with Night Market Lookout. You take 1 damage, and I gain 1 life.
I lose a life. You gain a life. And then I take 3. And then you did.
Actually, I'm not going to loot this turn.
Is everybody following along so far?
Actually, I'm going to swing at you for 4 in the air.
Alright, I take another one.
And with that, I will end.
Alright, well, if I don't draw a card that I can actually get energy counters with, I'm going to lose. And I lose, because I just drew mana, and I can't cast anything for free with the Aetherworks Marvel. I can't create any 6/6 creature tokens, and there's no point in me generating mana because I already have more mana than I need. So I'm going to concede the game. Good game, Gerdette.
So, yeah, this is us exploring about, half of Kaladesh. This is how Standard worked for almost a whole year. because Kaladesh and Aether Revolt pushed vehicles so goddamn hard that Smuggler's Copter got banned shortly before Aether Revolt came out. A Smuggler's Copter is by far and away one of the best early game minions we have ever had. Even with its crew cost of 1, it allows so much draw power and consistency that very clearly it did not get play tested.
Right, because you know what I think. You know what I think made vehicles overpowered. All they had to do was say, "Look, when creatures enter the battlefield, they don't feel like going to work. They don't feel like making themselves a breakfast. They don't even feel like getting into their own car. You know, they're so tired that they're like, oh fuck, why am I doing this? But then it's like the car has like a fucking vacuum magnographic gravity pulsion that pulls the driver into the vehicle. The vehicle then proceeds to take control of the mind of that person and make it a driving slave for the rest of his life. That's about the long and short of what we observe in Kaladesh. Because that detail, unfortunately, had eluded me, that vehicles could operate like that. So, yeah, I'm happy to learn that most of my deck need not be explored so that Gerda can show why Kaladesh created such a problem in Standard.
Well, you actually almost showed off why Kaladesh was a huge problem in Standard, because you got to show off the...
yeah, you didn't let me
finish! To show off the absolute brokenness that is Aetherworks Marvel. The whole reason why Kaladesh is remembered as one of the worst sets for Standard play is because we had just come off of the Battle for Zendikar stuff and Oath of the Gatewatch, which gave us the new Ulamog, shortened down to Nulamog, and Nulamog just had an ETB trigger on it. So what you would do is you would generate 6 energy counters, have Aetherworks Marvel, trigger Aetherworks Marvel, and then cast Nulamog for free, exile 2 permanents your opponent controls, and they're dead, because you now have a 10/10 that exiles the top 20 cards of their deck whenever it swings.
Mm-hmm. Right, and I was very close. You know what the difference was between me getting the Aetherworks Marvel off and not? Was you drawing or not drawing 2 Harsh Scrutiny cards, probably in your opening hand. And I do agree that Harsh Scrutiny is a very powerful card. It was one of the things that I was reluctant to walk away from when I took the color black out of the deck. Wanted to focus more on energy counter creation. I cannot fucking believe that Harsh Scrutiny is a 1-drop, to be honest. Like, it is so powerful, and it lets you scry.
Honestly, if they took out Scry, Harsh Scrutiny would be as powerful as Duress. But unfortunately, with the Scry trigger on it, well, it's a better Duress, and Duress is a card that most people
it's like,
don't want to see in
I know you're running
Standard.
vehicles. I'm getting rid of your crewers. Alright, so let me show like the 25 cards that did not see the light of day because Gerdat just had to do that. Not all of them. I want to see the whole damn thing.
I warned you coming into this that
this
is what was going to happen.
There's the Deadlock Trap. There's the Sky Sovereign, which also combos with the Panharmonicon, which also combos with the Janfreet Sentry, the Servant of the Conduit, the Sage, the Multiform Wonder, the Electrostatic Pummeler, the Aether Squall Ancient, not really. In combination with ETB triggers, I could pull cards back from my hand with the Disappearing Act and the Aether Trade Winds. And when I do finally got an Electrostatic Pummeler with 12 energy counters ready to spend, I get to swing at you with the Nature's Way, Vigilance Trample 16/16. And I can also gain control of your creatures if I so casted the Confiscation Coup, because that also operates on energy counters. I love the energy counter system. My buddy, a couple years ago, was trying his damnedest to make, it might even have been a blue-green deck that concentrated on energy counters. I thought it was really cool, because energy counters operate different than mana. They're not expended as phases end. You get to hang on to them until they're spent.
Yeah, your buddy was trying to do the OTK combo with Electrostatic Pummeler, which was a thing in Standard for about 2 weeks after Kaladesh came out. And then everyone realized, wait a minute, I can just kill you on turn 3. I don't need...
Vehicles are that much fucking better, yeah. I totally get that. It's like, why go for second best when you can just run away with the game?
You summon a bunch of bats. See, I have bats.
So yeah, I like that you. I mean, you knew you were going to have artifacts on the battlefield. That's why you got a lot of cards that operate differently depending on how many artifacts you control.
Tezzeret's Ambition is a relatively powerful divination. Sahili's Artistry allows me to clone 2 vehicles, which is nuts. Longfinned Whale for floor
Honestly, if
for
I could
flavor.
remake this deck, didn't mean to interrupt. If I could rebuild this deck, I probably would have just gone for the Electrostatic Pummeler OTK because it's so, you know what? It took me a little while to realize that +X means that it has to check its power every time the ability is applied.
Isn't it become
You're
immense?
not paying 12 to get +4/+4.
Okay.
No, it's not become immense. There's no delve in this set. Actually.
I could have swore that there was a huge green pump spell that made Electrostatic Pummeler stupidly powerful.
No, there is. Yep, it's +4. It's you pay 2 +4/+4 gains trample until end of turn.
And there's Sky Sovereign console flagship. I fucking love Sky Sovereign. Sky Sovereign was the key card for me when Aether Revolt rolled around, because the other big thing that Kaladesh wanted to push that they was doing in order to push vehicles so hard was that a lot of the mythics and rares in this set push it so goddamn hard that well, specifically it's Depala, and it's why I ran Boros vehicles, because Depala gives all of your vehicles and dwarves +1/+1, and she can crew Sky Sovereign on her own. So, yeah, it just gets fucking nuts. And I think the vehicle that she crews gains vigilance, or is it the motorist? No, it's not the motorist. It's one of the other dwarves. One of the dwarves, whenever it crews a vehicle, gives that vehicle vigilance. It may have been Aether Revolt card.
Right. Let's see. Yeah, I noticed that the creatures in your deck operate more like parasites than symbiotic relationship with your vehicles. They tend to leech off of them without offering any real benefit to the vehicle.
Well, that's because I'm not running Boros. Boros loved vehicles so goddamn much because almost all the dwarves are red or white. Now
why didn't you run
because that's the deck that I ran in Standard forever, and I got yelled at for it. And I didn't want to play the exact same deck. I wanted.
I'm yelling at you for running this against me. All right. Well, before I lose my train of thought, let me just say that I had one vehicle in my deck. That was the Sky Sovereign. Sky Sovereign was the only vehicle in this set that had a decent ETB ability. That's why, I mean, can you imagine pay 5? If I have 2 Panharmonicans in play, that's ping 3, ping 3, ping 3. That happened. And I love that happened. But during simulations, when I had time and made a lot of assumptions about my opponent that obviously did not skew things.
You only get to double ping once, though, because crewing doesn't crewing the vehicle doesn't actually cause it to blink. So
No. It's the ETB because Sky Sovereign, when it enters the battlefield or attacks.
Okay, but yeah, Panharmonica is just ETB triggers.
Right, which is fine because if I have because turn 4, this is my ultimate setup right here. Probably a turn 2 serve of the Conduit, get the ramp up, drop a 3rd land, drop the Panharmonican, turn 4, drop the Sky Sovereign, deal 6 damage to target player.
Which is
turn
nice.
4.
Mind you, I don't think. Oh, what would you use to crew Sky Sovereign?
Probably I usually only need at least 2 creatures on the board because a lot of my creatures have 2 power.
You can do it with 2. That's one of the things that I found out about vehicles really quickly is that if you're gonna be crewing it, you should be crewing it with 1 creature instead of 2. But yeah.
Right.
So this has been us attempting to explore Kaladesh and Gurdet being an asshole about it instead.
It's To be continued. I don't know if we'll have time or enough years on life to do a revisit because we still have 10,000 tomes
It's
of
not
Magic to go.
10,000. It's like...
But I am glad that we stopped by Kaladesh Town.
Hell, maybe I'll do something really stupid and have us do Magic 2020 next, which is the newest set, but probably not.
Dun, dun, dun,
All right, everybody.